All right, now let's continue our conversation with top learners here on SA Today. Now, despite the COVID-19 pandemic, which has dealt a great blow to the schooling system for the past 2 years, the learners have excelled. St. John's College managed to produce 544 distinctions from 140 students. Now, to speak to us more, we are joined by Alexandra Sittmann from St. John's College. Takudzwanashe Sithole achieved 100% for mathematics. Now, he will join us later. And his name, I must correct, is Takudzwanashe Sithole, and he'll be joining us later. But for now, I'm joined by Alexandra Sittmann. Alexandra, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon, and good afternoon to you.
Hi, very nice to be here. Good afternoon to you as well.
Now, Alex, you were in 2021 the deputy the deputy head of the school in terms of students, and you've achieved remarkable results. Speak to us about your results.
I'm very happy with the results. There were two subjects that I would have wanted to get distinctions in that unfortunately I didn't. But overall, I'm very happy with how I did. I couldn't have asked for more, given the circumstances.
In fact, you were one of
very happy.
In fact, you were one of 2 learners to achieve these top marks. I mean, you and 4 other learners at your school have been included on the IEB Outstanding Achievements list, achieving within the top 5% of candidates in 6 or more subjects. Talk to me about those particular subjects where you achieved those distinctions.
Yeah, so I don't know if I know all of them off by heart, but I mean, I'm very passionate about life sciences and the physical sciences. I did well in maths as well, which I'm very proud of. Maths isn't necessarily my strongest subject.
No, continue. I can hear you.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly.
Sorry. Okay. Yeah, and maths, although it isn't necessarily my strongest subject, I think I did particularly well. Yeah, I'm very proud of my results.
Fantastic. I believe that Takudzwanashe has joined us now. Taku, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. Now, you've achieved 100% for mathematics. I mean, I can't even wrap my head around that. That's beyond amazing. How are you feeling this afternoon?
It's unbelievable. I'm lost for words. I just thank God, and I thank all the support that my teachers have given me. It's just been an amazing journey coming to a school like St. John's College, such a wonderful school, and having the great support system that we had. So yeah, just to see 100 those, it's a bit surreal. So I'm just still taking it in, but yeah, it's amazing.
Like what other students said, they said it's wild. You come across as very, very humble. Have you always been great at maths throughout your schooling career, or did things pick up a little bit, as you were approaching grade 12?
Yeah, definitely not. But it was through people like Alex. They really helped. It's just the competition around, and St. John's has such great competition, and I think that's what I'm most blessed for. I was able to come to a school like St. John's where academics is preached about and there's so much emphasis on it. So I was able to be around these guys. And since grade, I think 11, that's when my maths marks started picking up. But yeah, it's just a blessing to see it. All the hard work come to an end, and it's just 100 is crazy.
Now, Alex, Takudzwanashe mentions a very pivotal point where he talks about support structures. I mean, he mentions you being a support structure to him as an example. How important was that for you, in writing this Matric exam, from the teacher's side as well as family?
Incredibly. So Takudzwanashe and I were both in the same boarding house, and even though the lockdown kind of prohibited our being able to live there for a while, I definitely cherished the time that we spent together there. We definitely built on each other's achievements. That's really an incredible thing about St. John's, is that as much as we compete and want to do incredibly well on an individual level, at the end of the day, we're all just really supportive of each other, and I'm super proud of Takudzwanashe and everyone else who did well at St. John's. In terms of my support structures at home, my twin sister Gisela is incredibly supportive of me. I love it to bits, and the same with my parents. They've really done well for me over the last few years. Even though I've been in the boarding house for a lot of the time, I mean they make time for me to study as much as possible. They help me with tutoring wherever it's needed. So yeah, I'm incredibly grateful for everything that St. John's and my parents and the rest of my family has offered me.
Okay, let's talk about where you're going now in 2022. What are your plans? What are you going to study?
Most likely medicine at UCT, obviously depending on what they offer us, given the marks that we got. So yeah, I'll probably be staying in a res in UCT.
Okay, fantastic. Takudzwanashe, and yourself, what are your plans for 2022?
I also plan on going to UCT. My plan right now is to study actuarial science at UCT, so I'm really excited for that.
Why did you go with actuarial science? Apart from getting 100% in maths, but anyway.
Two of my cousins, they did actuarial science at Wits. Mm-hmm. So one of them has just finished honors now, and he's about to work. So I just at watching the work ethic that they have and what it installs in them, I just fell in love with the subject. So I'm excited to do actuarial science. Yeah, they really influenced my decision.
Now, Takudzwanashe, a lot of people obviously say, St. John's is an excellent school, so you are at a very privileged place yourself to get these marks. But, given the fact that you've been studying with a number of other learners during COVID-19, how difficult was it for you during these 2 years? And also, how did you deal with the stress?
It was quite difficult because, as you said, lockdown, I feel like sports is such an important medium to relieve a lot of stress in our lives. And we were kind of stripped away from that during lockdown. So what I used to, keep me motivated was I just have such a blessed family where we're able to sit down every night and discuss and just relieve our stress from the day. So that was a great support structure, my family, definitely. And just having calls with my friends, and we just all kept in touch. And that was all I could do. And then just a little sport on the side. But yeah, it was incredibly tough, but we just, I just thank God that we all made it and now it's done.
Now, Alex, of course, it's continuing to be tough for even those that are now in grade 12 and those even in grade 11. What are some of the tips that you can give, some of your fellow learners that are watching this interview now in terms of how did you cope?
The biggest thing, two things. The first of which being, the best advice I can give, I guess, is to start as early as possible. I found that at the end of the day, I was cramming to get all the research and studying in that I needed to for my exams. So if there's one piece of advice I can give, it's that people should start studying as early as possible if time should allow. And the second one is to use your support structures to the fullest of your capability, simply because they're always going to be there to help you, especially your friends. I mean, I've built, like as Takudzwanashe said, I've relied on my friends for so much, and I'm incredibly grateful for what they've done for me. And not only that, but also my teachers. I think teachers are there to help you at the end of the day. So ask your teachers for help.
I was going to ask about teachers. Now that you guys are out of the school, you can probably say a lot, but what are some of the things that you saw, from the lessons learned, that teachers could actually do going forward that you think will help other learners? Perhaps, Alex, let's just take you for that. What would you like to see change or become better in terms of schooling?
I think the biggest thing for me would be more one-on-one teaching. because at times some students' voices are drowned, and in like the flood of the more confident students. So if anything, I think more one-on-one time would be really helpful. I know it has been for me. I'm not necessarily the most outspoken person in my classes, and my like staying behind and just chatting to a teacher about what's been taught in the lesson was really helpful for me, and it's what helped me achieve my marks at the end of the day.
Takudzwa, would you agree with that, with what Alex is saying?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that Alex is saying. And just to add on that, I think another thing would be, I know definitely in my maths class with Miss Clark, our teacher, I feel like teachers should give students more opportunities to fail or succeed, because with us we had like weekly tests, and those things really stressed us. And I believe that if you give them more opportunities to see how much they can go, and you give them more practice, and you put more effort and you put more attention into their development, they'll definitely begin to blossom. So just giving them more opportunity and more leeway to really test themselves.
Fantastic. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. I really do appreciate it, and congratulations once again.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much.